So tonight at 2:30 in the morning, two off-duty officers and a third individual were inside of a private establishment in the 3900 block of North Broadway when they noticed that their vehicles were being broken into. One of the officers responded outside, got to the doorway, and was immediately fired upon by an individual. The officer was struck in the cheek and grazed in the back. He was able to return fire. Thank God this officer, the injuries that he have, he's lucky to be alive. Being immediately fired upon for people breaking into cars, and it was three individuals. He was transported to the hospital, and where he's being treated now. He's with his family. I was able to speak with him and at least have a conversation. This could have been a heck of a lot worse. And could you imagine, this could be anyone. This is not just an off-duty police officer, a person walking outside while that car was being broken into. And we're looking for these individuals right now. It's an active investigation, so I'll take any questions that you have at this time.
The establishment they were in, Chief, were they just at a bar or a restaurant just hanging out, and they came out and they find their cars being broken into?
You know, they had saw that someone was breaking inside their cars outside. As soon as he got to the door, in the doorway, the three individuals that I'm talking about, two off-duty police officers and another individual, as they were walking the door, as soon as they opened up the door, it looked like someone might have been trained on the door and fired upon them immediately when they opened the door to investigate their cars being broken into.
The third person who was with them was not a police officer?
He's not an active police officer at this time.
Okay, but the other two were off-duty city officers.
Off-duty city officers, yes.
Okay.
The one that's injured and another individual.
Okay.
Yes.
So the one that's injured returns fire?
He returned fire, but nobody at this time. We don't think any was hit. An active investigation. They made good their escape. Because they're rendering first aid to our officer, got him to the hospital, and this is where we're at this time.
Chief, you're still getting your feet on the ground here, but clearly you've had a lot of experience in law enforcement. Your reaction to this is troubling on a number of levels.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about breaking into vehicles, and then when somebody goes out to maybe mitigate what's happening, these individuals turned around and fired on. This is not just off-duty police officers. This is anybody that goes outside. So. We need to bring these individuals to justice. We make sure that they're held accountable to their actions. And when we do arrest them, let's make sure that they go away for a long time so they don't do this to somebody else.
I was going to say, as you were alluding to there, this could have been any citizen coming out trying to break up his car or her car being broken into.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. This is not just about off-duty police officers, because I don't know if these individuals knew that there would be police officers coming out, but they fired on individuals coming out to make sure that their property wasn't broken into. And this could be anyone, and this is why we're doing a better job. These officers do a tremendous job. Our officers will catch these individuals, bring them to justice, and we want to make sure they're held accountable so they don't do this to anyone else.
How is your office? Our
officers right now, listen, I talked to his wife. I was able to have a conversation. Well, you can have a conversation. Someone's been shot in the face and grazed in the back. If this was like an inch over, we wouldn't be having this conversation. This officer might not be here today, or if an off-duty officer might not be here today. And for the grace of God, I'm able to have that conversation with him and talk to him about this incident. So our prayers are with him and the family, and thank God he's going to recover from this incident.
Chief, the establishment, was it a restaurant? Were they out eating, or what was it?
This is a private establishment. The investigation's ongoing. I believe it's a non-for-profit area that people frequent and everything, but the investigation goes. So it's a private establishment.
Okay.
Chief, several years ago, you would have a situation where the people breaking into the cars were not armed. We saw the homicide in Clayton, and now we have this. Is there any words you could give to residents of the city and the county if you come across something like this? What's the best road to take?
Call 911. Make sure that you get law enforcement officers. But, in this situation, you're walking outside, but immediately these officers were fired. Well, these off-duty police officers were fired upon. But I would call 911 immediately, any suspicious activity. And/or you make sure that you call 911 so you get the uniformed law enforcement into the area and make sure that we can handle it, and then we're better braced in uniform to go out and make sure we handle this situation. So call 911.
Was this a service weapon that you fired with? You're out the officer?
We're still doing the investigation. Right behind me, I got the lieutenant. I got a major on the scene from the Force Investigation Unit. Anytime we fire a weapon or there's use of force, we do a thorough investigation. They're at the scene doing that. After I speak with you, I'm going to respond over to talk with them. They run the investigation. They do a very good job, well trusted.
Is he expected to be released today?
He should be stitched up. He's waiting in line. There's other people that are in the emergency room. So, but because he's very fortunate, he's been triaged right now, painkillers, obviously, and then he's going to be stitched up. Hopefully, he'll be released today. But you know what? We might keep him under observation for the night.
With 25 years in the force.
Yes. Yeah, so he's a veteran of the force, and like I said, spoke with him and his wife. That's a good thing to happen on such a tragic incident, that I'm able to have a conversation with the individual that's been shot in the face.